Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Hey, I appreciate y'all taking some time out your day to watch the videos. It really keeps me motivated, keeps me going to put these kind of things out. So hopefully you don't make my mistakes and save yourself some money. But today we're going to talk about what it costs to replace the engine in shake and bake, and what it costs to safely make 1,177 horsepower and 943 pound-feet of torque. If you didn't watch the dyno video, you need to go back and watch it, because this is the engine that did it. So let's get into the numbers right after this intro. All right, so let's preface this with a couple things. One, this is how I did it. Now, you can do it way different. You can probably do it cheaper. You can do it quicker, all of that. But this is the way I did it. I wanted to buy once, cry once. I wanted to put quality parts in. Not that you can't get good quality used or good quality other manufacturer stuff. This is just the stuff I felt comfortable with going with to put into the car. And this is just the route I went. You can go a different route. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. You know, what would you have done different? Would you go with this manufacturer, that manufacturer? Would you go used for that part? Or maybe I went with a used part. You wouldn't go with a used part. You'd go with a new part. Let me know in the comments below. Second part, most of this is going to be tax and shipping included. And whatever pieces don't have shipping and taxes included, I'll let you know. Let's talk about the long block. The long block cost me $3,216. As you guys know, if you've watched the other videos, the install videos, the engine swap videos, I call out my dealership a couple times and actually give the price a couple times of what I paid for the long block. Amazing deal. Amazing deal. My parts guys love me over there a lot because I spend a lot of money over there. But that deal goes for anybody. So Orisman buoy, Orisman CDJR, a buoy, $3,000 will get you the long block with a core. If you come in without a core and you just want to pay the core charge is $1,000. So if you come in and want to add the core charge, probably add another $100 on there or so. So you're looking at $4,300-ish, maybe a little more. If you're coming in without a core. Great group of guys over there. Love them guys. And hey, ask for Daniel or Dave. That's who to ask for if you go over there getting one of these long blocks. Modern Muscle Extreme drop-ins, pistons, rods, and bearings. Their power pack, I paid $2,217. So they did me a huge favor by overnighting not only the rods and pistons, but the bearings as well once they came in. Because when I made my order, the bearings weren't in. So we had to wait until the bearings came in. They must have come in like the next day or two, because they showed up the next, I think it was 2 days later, maybe 3 days later. They overnighted them to me, overnighted to me as well, and only charged me one overnighting fee. So shout out to MMX. You guys are great. Love you guys. You're going to stay up on the banner the entire time. All right. ATI 18% balancer, $427. I could have swapped the old one off the old engine. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. Some of you may have been comfortable with doing that and saved yourself $427. But I went with a new one, and I got it from High Horse Performance HHP. The next thing, Starck block offs for VVT and MDS. Billet block offs. They look amazing. They're really, really cool. I mean, for some little pieces, they make a big difference. So you can really see them through the Hi-Ram. You can see them in there in the engine. Oil pump. You could have went with another oil pump. Could have went with a Hellcat oil pump or what have you. But I went with the Melling high performance, high flow, high pressure for $235. So like I said, you could have stuck with the stock pump. You could have went with a Hellcat pump, saved yourself some money. But I went with the Melling, and they've been proven. and that thing's already been putting in the work. Back to Starck again. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I bought their stabilizers and their collars for the drivetrain. And the reason why I got both, I already had the stabilizers, but mine were black and their collars are blue. And I didn't want black and blue, right? This doesn't look right. Those collars were I think I said it, $411. And I just wanted them to look the same. So obviously you can't see them unless you pull the valve covers, but I just wanted them to look the same. So those are $411. Now, the three things that didn't come on the block were the oil pan, the oil pickup, and the front cover. Those are three of the things that didn't come on there. So I just did some quick searches and pulled some numbers, and these are just probably rough guesses. You can probably get it cheaper, probably get it more expensive. An oil pan. Those three things Mac had laying around as spare parts laying around. So that's what we used. So I used parts for these three things. So the oil pan, roughly $200 from my quick research and looking around. Now you can go to the other end of the spectrum and spend over $1,000 on one, or you can spend $400 or $500 on one. There's all kinds of aftermarket oil pans out there that you can use. And arguably, are they better? Probably, maybe. It is what it is. We had a stock one laying around. That's what we used. Oil pickup tube, $50. Same thing. You can go aftermarket. You can buy one for a couple $100, or you can buy the stock one for around $50, give or take. That's up to you. We had a stock one laying around. That's what we used. Front cover, right around $300. Mac had one laying around, so that's what we used. We literally cleaned it up, made it look pretty decent, and then we painted it, threw it on there, and it looks amazing. It really looks nice. So for and again, you can go aftermarket too, $500, $600, $700. Are they any better than the stock ones? I don't know. We had what we had. That's what we went with. The other thing that doesn't come with the long block is the valve covers. So you're going to have valve covers too. So I lumped a bunch of stuff into a miscellaneous category for around $600. So oil pan gasket, head gaskets, oil filters, all that kind of stuff. And shop tools, shop stuff. I just threw that into miscellaneous for about $600. Now this one's pretty expensive for what it is. I think it's well worth it because it's been awesome so far. Is American Racing Solutions billet tensioner with a 50-pound spring from High Horse Performance is $751. So I think it's well worth it for a 50-pound spring, and I upgraded to ceramic bearings. So they're much smoother, last much longer, and all that good stuff. What I felt comfortable with, you can buy cheaper ones and you can buy more expensive ones. There's stuff out there over $1,000. There's stuff for $200, $300, $400, $500. You can go with what you feel comfortable with. This was just something I felt comfortable going with. Pack springs. These are springs that Mac and Dave use in a majority of their builds is pack springs. The actual price was around $450. I can't remember exactly what Dave quoted me, but I think it was around $450. So I'm going $450. So he had an extra set laying around, and that's what we threw in Shake and Bake was some pack springs. If you want the part number, I think Mac gave us the part number in one of the engine build videos. So if you want to see exactly which ones we have, go back and look at that video. Cam motion and the cam. I can't shout out cam motion enough. MMX was great. Cam motion was that much more great. They were fantastic. Literally, you heard it in a number of videos on the build videos. Mac gave them the specs one day. We had the cam within like 3 days. So super fast, super shout out to Cam Motion. Wouldn't have made it to Rocky Mountain Race Week without Cam Motion getting us that cam that quickly, along with MMX getting us not only the rods and pistons, I paid for overnight for that one, but getting us the bearings as well. We would have never made it to, I don't think we would have made it to Rocky Mountain Race Week, or it would have been infinitely more difficult to make it to Rocky Mountain Race Week if that stuff wouldn't have had come in so quickly. And then the last piece is MDS lifters. So what's nice about the 6.4 is half of them already are non-MDS lifters. So you only got to buy half of them. And I'm estimating that around $400. Maybe cheaper than that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just guessing around $400 for 4 of them. Like I said, it's probably cheaper than that, but they're aka Hellcat lifters. All right. So there you go. That's the list. The whopping total comes up to $10,183. And that is a lot. Sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But so far, that is a proven setup that works. It's been on the 8th mile track only 3 times. I get it. Only three times. It's been down the 1/4 mile, 2, 4, 6, 8 times, 9, 10 times. There was 2 times I didn't make a video on those because it was terrible. But it's been down the 1/4 mile about 10 times. I've driven it around. It went to Rocky Mountain Race Week. It drove 1,200 miles towing a trailer behind it with tires, tools, jacks, coolers, all that stuff behind it. I don't know how much that trailer weighed. I couldn't even begin to guess. That setup is proven in my mind. Like I said, you can go with different manufacturers. You can go with cheaper stuff. You can go with whatever you feel comfortable with. This is what I felt comfortable with. And this is pretty much Mac's build. And some of the stuff, he's like, you are going to get this. So I went out and got it. The Stank Motorsports stuff, the Melling oil pump were his definites. Like, you will get these things. The other stuff was kind of on my own. We were going to get an upgraded tensioner anyway, and I just went all out. And then the balancer, it's the same balancer I had on the 5.7, so I'm like, why not? Let's keep it at 18%. Keep that boost coming. So like I said, again, in my mind, the setup is proven. It's been down the track. It's towed. It's been driven. And I've had no issues to date. So there you go, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did I go overboard? Did I go about right? Could I have done something different? Let me know in the comments. And if you are stopping in for the first time, please check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on with the rest of the channel, I'm only going to ask you to do 2 things. Hit the like on those videos that you like and subscribe. That will definitely help me and the algorithm get my videos out to more people and hopefully save more people more money. And you can be a part of that. That's going to do it for this one, folks. As you know, every red penny from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. I promise you that, because I couldn't really do a lot of this without you folks supporting me through YouTube and helping me pay for a lot of this stuff. There's been a number of people, do super chats and stuff like that. I love it. That's awesome. But not everybody can do that. But hey, you can watch the videos, right? That's all I'm asking. That is going to do it for this one, folks. Until next time, adios.